Hi everyone, this is Miss Kelly. I'm back for January's book sharing. So we have a special holiday coming up soon. I'm sure you all know Chinese New Year is coming up. So I will be sharing a book about Chinese culture. It is also Chinese Cultural Week. So this book is called Father's Chinese Opera. So if you don't know, a Chinese opera is like Chinese theater. So people put on very cool makeup and costumes, and they put on a show with music and singing and acting and some acrobatics. It's all very exciting. So this book is actually a boy and his hard work to achieve an important goal. And it's also a nice introduction to the Chinese opera if you want to learn more about it. So I encourage you to read along with me on Epic. And on Epic, you can find all sorts of different types of books on Chinese New Year and Chinese culture and anything you want. So let's go ahead and get started. Father's Chinese Opera by Rich Lowe. Father was the band leader and composer of the Chinese opera in Hong Kong. Sometimes I sat on top of the instrument cases and watched the actors on stage. They sang high-pitched songs Father had written. They did flips and somersaults and pretended to fight all across the stage. One evening, after rehearsal, I walked backstage to talk with Guy Chu. Everyone said Guy Chu was the best acrobat in the Chinese opera. He taught the troupe to perform acrobatic moves choreographed to Father's music. Will you teach me the acrobatic moves? I asked. I will be your best student. I will practice day and night. I will master all the moves. Finally, Gai Chu agreed. He and I started to exercise together. As we practiced the moves, he called out the names and the movements of the animals we were imitating. Praying mantis, drunken monkey, crouching tiger, striking leopard, flying dragon, white crane. I boasted to all my friends that I would soon be joining the opera as an acrobat. But when I went backstage after one performance to tell Gaichu that I was ready for my assignment, he laughed loudly. Presumptuous boy, do you think you can be part of the opera so quickly? I ran from the tent all the way back to our apartment. I sat by the window and stared at the people on the street below. I felt Father touch my shoulder. He showed me a photograph of him holding an old Iwu case. That photograph was taken before my first audition in Quanzhou, he said. I had to learn to play all the instruments so I could write the music, and I had to learn to write songs before I had the chance to lead an opera troupe. As I lay in bed that night, I thought about what Father had said. The next day, I returned to the tent where the actors and acrobats were practicing. At the other end of the stage, I could see the young flag carriers practicing their routines. I asked Father for permission to be a flag carrier. He smiled and said, Yes, but just for the summer. I began to practice with the flag carriers. The group's leader handed out flags, and we ran in single file, weaving like a serpent on the front of the stage. I made many new friends, including some of the younger acrobats. They told me that they were once flag carriers and had continued to practice until they were good enough to work with the regular acrobats. I practiced even harder with the other flag carriers. After the last performance of the summer, I saw Gai Chu standing on the side of the stage. Did you see the moves I made? I asked. Chu looked at the stage, then at me. You are very good, he said. Keep practicing, and you will become the best acrobat in the opera. And that's the end of this story. So at the end of the story, there's this author's note. So just a note from the author, Rich Lowe. It's actually based on his real life story. His father was the composer of a Chinese opera in Hong Kong. So it's very cool to see the hard work of this boy and how it paid off in the end and how he will be able to join the opera one day. I hope you can apply that to your own life and work hard to achieve your dreams. So I encourage you to go on Epic and find more books about Chinese culture um, and Chinese New Year. And then for your holiday homework, your Chinese New Year holiday homework, don't forget to share your thoughts on Padlet. So how you celebrate Chinese New Year. Maybe you went to watch a Chinese opera, or you set off some fireworks, or you ate some Chinese New Year traditional food. So you can go ahead and share it. So we have some here already. You can take a look. So that is the end of my book sharing. I will see you all next month. All right. Bye-bye.